Fabio, an important step to defend your title. This was a difficult match. It felt like nothing can separate you two until the last game. Take us through this last final match.
Yeah, you know, I had this idea, or we had this idea with my second, in the second rapid game, already in classical, and we just weren't sure if it's like worth it for a classical game. But now I'm starting to regret because, of course, I mean the match was very good overall, but it feels like maybe it was even worth it for a classical game.
And which one is the idea? This knight to d2?
Well, he had played c5 once against Van Forest, like after.
In this position?
No, in the game, like after queen c2, c5 he had played before against Van Forest.
Mm-hmm.
I think you can see it down there.
Yep, Van Forest versus
And
Robson.
castle is a very rare move. There was a game of Friedman, which went exactly like the game, cd4, knight c4, knight c6, rook d1. And the thing is, knight c6 is a very serious mistake.
Yeah.
And it's one of those rare moments when a very natural move is a very serious mistake. Black needs to play d3 here to equalize.
Yeah.
And it's still a tough fight, so it's not like I wasn't too concerned about this because I thought I'll still be able to play a game with chances. And the other way that Black can play is to take on d2 instead of dc4, which is a bit unusual and not. It also kind of equalizes, but it's not easy for Black to play like this.
And we were actually shocked that after rook to d1, queen e7, a3, the computer gives you a decisive advantage. Did you know that?
I just knew after rook d1 I'm better. I didn't remember the move queen e7. So it didn't worry me because like when he was thinking, I was also thinking queen e7 is a semi-natural move to try to get e5. But after a3 it looked really dangerous.
And
I didn't know it was this bad, but
yeah.
I had a feeling I have a very nice position. And then rook b8 is a blunder. But anyway, it looks very unpleasant, especially with the time situation.
Absolutely. A big matchup, big victory for you. Tomorrow you will be facing Wesley, so a very difficult opponent to beat in any time control. How do you feel about that particular matchup?
Yeah, it's a very tough match. Of course, Wesley is really proficient in every time control. So if it goes from classical to rapid or to blitz, it's not like it ever gets any easier. And we've played a lot. You know, I think we have a relatively balanced score overall, but we've played like I don't know how many years, how many games we've played. So definitely we have a lot of experience against each other. I think it will be a very tough match, and hopefully I'll be in good shape.
Guys, any questions?
It's not a hilarious moment or anything like that, Fabi, but there was this moment where bishop to d2. I've been doing my best to educate the commentators about grabbing pawns. You perhaps saw the move bishop d2, but stopped yourself after the move a5. But you did have this moment of a5, knight takes a5, which is actually really good for you. You played rook d1 and went on to win nicely. Did you see anything like this, or you just stopped yourself after a5?
No, after a5, I considered, let's say, rook c1, e5, and rook h4, which is pretty typical to put the rook on h4 in some positions. I considered things like that. Knight takes a5 didn't even cross my mind. If you told me there's a way to win a pawn, probably I would notice this, but I think this is one of those cases where it's good to see a little bit less because, I mean, rook d1 and bishop d2 ended up being much more, much cleaner, I guess, as it turned out, than this might be. And rather than calculate all this stuff and take up the courage to play it, I think it's easier to just play rook d1.
Fair. Good luck in your next match coming up tomorrow.
Thank you.
Good luck, Fabi. Yeah.
Wow.